Very good evening, all of you. Hope you all are doing well. Let's start with today's session. Quick recap of yesterday's session. Yesterday, we wrote one program using input and print, a very simple program of addition of two numbers. And then we discussed some elementary programming concepts like what are identifiers, identifier naming rules, okay, then keywords. Then how many keywords are there in Python that I listed out? Then Python statements, Python comments. What are different types of comments provided by Python? So actually Python has provided only single line comment. And then using multi-line strings, we can achieve multi-line comment. Now continuing with that discussion, some more elementary things we have to learn today. Next, very important topic, that is data types. Okay, so what do you mean by data type? Data type indicates the amount of memory and what type of data will be stored in the variable. Okay, in simple terms, you can say data type indicates the type of information, what will be stored in the variable. And variables are name given to the memory location. Means in your memory, some memory is reserved, right? And to that memory, we are giving some meaningful name, and the value in that memory keep changing. So that is called variable. Variables are identifiers. Variables are identifier. Variables are name given to the memory location. You are reserving some memory. To that memory, we are giving some name, and then the value in that memory keep changing. So what type of value is stored in this memory? Whether whole number is stored or floating point number is stored or whether string is stored or a complex number or a boolean. What type of value is stored in this memory is indicated by data type. Getting? Okay. So data type in simple term, what type of value is stored in your variable. Getting? Now, according to that, then we decide what type of operations are allowed on it. Data type also indicate that what type of operations you can do on that data type. Generally, data type also tells the range, legal range, but that range concept is not there in Python. How Python internally does the storage and all, I'll tell you, don't worry. But the basic concept you got, that data type indicates the type of value which is stored in memory locations or type of value which is stored in your variable. Why we create variables and all, I hope you know it, for storing values, and that values can be changing. You can retrieve that value for calculation, new results you can store there. Okay? Now, first remember that Python is a dynamic type language. Even in first lecture, we have discussed that Python is a dynamic type language, meaning in Python, there is no concept of declaration of variables. Okay? There is no declaration mechanism as we have it in static type language. Many strict type and static type languages like Java or C++, there you cannot use any variable directly. X equal to 10. I cannot do it. First, you have to declare that variable. And when you're declaring, you have to tell its data type, what the data type is. Suppose example, int X. So when you declare, you're telling the name, its data type, and then only you're allowed to use it. Such rule is not there in Python. You can directly start assigning the value to a variable, and what value you assign to the variable will decide its data type. Runtime, the data type is decided. Runtime, your Python interpreter will decide the data type of that variable. As you assign the value, based on the value, the data type is decided. Getting? So that point you have to remember that Python is a dynamic type language. In Python, there is no mechanism of declaration of variable. Getting? You can directly start assigning the value to a variable. What value you assign will decide its data type. Suppose you are assigning a whole number, it is of integer. Suppose you give anything in quote, it is string. Getting? If you give any floating value with a decimal, it will be float accordingly. So what value you give, it decides its data type. Getting? And it is a loosely typed language as well, meaning the same variable can change its data type timely. Getting? Like now I'm assigning to x 10. It's a whole number. Now it is integer. After some time in the program, in x, if I give something double quote RAM, automatic that x will be changed from string to, from integer to string. Such thing is also not possible in strict type languages like Java. Once you declare integer, till the variable scope doesn't get over, till that variable doesn't get destroyed, it is integer only. Correct? That rule generally our Indian politicians should follow, right or no? Otherwise, like for every election, they are contesting the election from different parties. Getting? The problem is not of them, it is of we people who elect and give them. Anyways, what I wanted to say, x is now integer. After some time, x is string. Understanding? It is integer. After some time, it is string. Such thing is not possible in strict languages. In Python, it is possible. Okay? See here, if you want, I'll quickly show you. X equal to 10. Now, if you check its type, it will be class int. Getting? But after some time, if I assign RAM to it, and now if I check its type, it will be class str. Same variable has changed its data type, which is never possible in which languages? Strict languages. Okay. ठीक है. So concept is clear till now. Whatever I have told you, data type means type of value which is stored in a variable or type of value which is stored in the memory location. It indicates what operations can be done on it. Okay. And Python is a dynamic type language. No need of declaration. Directly start assigning the value. What value you assign, runtime, it will decide its data type. What value you assign, from that the data type is decided. And the same variable can change its data type timely. It is loosely typed. Now, related to data types, some functions Python has provided, built-in functions. Like as we saw in the last session, two functions, print and input. Built-in means they are already ready-made given by Python. You are allowed to just use it. So there is one function called type. Okay. What you pass to it, whatever object you pass to it, it will tell the class to which that object belongs. Means to which data type that object is belonging, it will tell you in this way, angle bracket, class, and the data type. So it can be the basic data types like int, float, complex, str, bool, and there can be many other complex data types also like list, tuple, dictionary, set. So many are there, range, many are there. Getting? So here you'll get this output. So if you want to find out what the data type of that object is, use this built-in function type. Okay. Then there is one more called ID and give the object to it. It will return the address of it, the memory location where that object is occupying space in your memory. If you want the address of that object, then use this ID function. In some languages, like just write ampersand, you get the address. Java doesn't give. Java is more robust and secure. It never allows you to print the addresses of variable. Here you can just give ID and the variable, you'll get the address of it. Getting? And then there's one more function called isInstance. Okay. Instance means copy. Copy means object. Getting? So if you want to find out whether the object is an object of that class, then use this function is instance. Give your object and give the class name. Now, if that object is an object of that class, means if it is a variable of that data type. Remember, class is a data type and object is a variable of that data type. Think like that. Getting? So here I'm giving a variable, here I'm giving int. So if I want to check whether that X is really a object of this class, object means instance, copy. So if it is an instance of this class, it will return true, otherwise false. Okay, so these basic functions you should remember related to data type. Then all the data types one by one we will discuss. Okay, each and every data type, whatever Python has supported. So what is data type? See, the data type of a variable basically represents the type of data that will be stored in that variable. Means within that, and variable is what? A name given to some memory location. Means in your memory, some memory locations are reserved, and to that memory location, we are giving some meaningful name. And then that memory, we deal with that name. Understanding or no? Like all you people who have joined, it is easy for me to deal with you people with the name, na? Right or no? Sohail is there, Rabia is there, Murli is there, Jiza is there, Lubda is there. So the name is more comfortable instead of your registration number or something. Getting? Like suppose I've given some registration number to you. So dealing with that registration number is very uncomfortable or it is very difficult for me. But for me, the name is more easy. Same way programmer also. For programmer to deal with the memory is address more comfortable or some meaningful name is comfortable. Meaningful name. Therefore, we give some meaningful name to the memory and then we deal with that memory with that name and the value in that memory keep changing. Getting? So what type of value is stored in that memory is indicated by data type. Already I have mentioned that Python is a loosely type and dynamic type. Means in Python, there is no concept of declaration. And as there is no declaration, there are no keywords for that data type, which generally in some languages we have, like in Java. First, you have to declare and then use it. So at the time of declaration, you have to give the data type. So there are keywords like int, float, double, and all. Here, nothing like that. Directly assign the value, the variable is created. So in Python, we don't need to specify the data type for any variable because Python is dynamic type. Dynamic type means you're understanding, no? No declaration. Directly assign value. Runtime, what value you assign will decide its data type. So if you are assigning a whole number, runtime, its data type is int. Getting? If you give anything in double quote, the data type is string accordingly. So what value you assign, based on that, the data type is decided. Getting? So see, on the basis of value provided to the variable, the data type is assigned. And when the data types are decided at runtime only, during interpretation. If you want to find out what is the data type of my variable, then use this function type. To know the data type of a variable, you can use type function. Okay. Then to check whether the variable is a variable of that type or not, use is instance. And to find out the address of any object, object means variable. In Python, every variable is an object. And if it is an object, it's an object of some class. Class means data type. Getting? You have to remember like that. So to get the address of an object, use ID function. ID will return address. I'll give you a demonstration. Don't worry. Okay. So the type returns the data type of the variable. Example C, x equal to 5. Print type of x. Does it print something like this? Angle bracket class. And then in that, the name of that class. Class means data type. So it is data type integer. You can check. I'll give you some examples like x equal to 10. I'm printing it. type of x. Is it printing class int? If I write x 4.4, 5, and then type, it will give class float. X equal to true. T should be capital. Yesterday in keywords, we have discussed that. It will give class bull. Getting? X equal to double quote round. Now, if I check, it will give class str. Getting? X equal to 4 plus 5j. If you are from science background and all, 11, 12, if you have done science or if you have done engineering, any branch engineering, obviously complex numbers you have sure studied. Even nowadays for commerce, arts also, commerce and arts background people also 11, 12, they have maths. In that they have chapter on complex numbers. We will deal about it. What are complex numbers? Complex numbers are having two parts, the real and the imaginary. 4 is the real and the 5 is imaginary. Now, if I check its type, it will give class complex. Like this, you can print the type. Okay. And if you want to find out the address of any variable, then use ID. ID returns object's memory address. See here. Print ID of X. It prints the memory address. This is a huge memory address coming. Getting? Any other variable if you create, y equal to 4.5. And now if you check y's address, will be something else. Okay? So some memory is reserved for y and the address of that is stored in y. And if you want to get that address, use that ID function. Okay? See here. X equal to 10, y equal to 10. Now about this in detail, I'll tell you. But about ID is clear to you. And if you want to check whether it is an object of that particular class, then I told you is instance. If you just do tab, it will auto-complete. ISIN, and you want to complete, just press tab, automatic completed. Getting? And I'm writing X and here float. So is X a object of class float? No, it is of complex. Therefore, it will give false. But instead of that, if I check for y, can you see y? It will give true. Understanding? Print instance of y, float, instance y, float. So as y is the object of float, it is giving true. Okay. Now, little bit more on this addresses mechanism. Okay. Now, suppose if you are dealing with integers, only integers. Understand, guys. If you are dealing with integers, what Python does is, if your integer value is in the range -5 to 256, understand carefully how the technique is, how Python has done the smartness work. So they say if your values are between -5 to 256, okay, it will use those objects from the pool only. Means already in the memory, all these objects are already created and kept. Means it has created value -5. Then there will be before that -6. Yes or no? All that way. Ranging from where? 0 to like this, not -6. It will be -4. Okay? -3, -2, -1, 0, then 1, 2, 3. All these objects are already created and kept in the pool. Understanding? These are already kept by a Python virtual machine in the memory, but only for this range, -5 to 256. Getting? And whenever you are storing any value from this range, it will directly take it from the pool only. It will not allocate separate memory. Understanding? Clear? See here. Now, if I create x equal to 10, one variable, but this is specially only for integers, not for float. Floats are not kept in the pool. Floats are created separately. Get it? So x equal to 10, you understand first, and then if you have doubt, still you can ask me. First, understand the whole thing, what I've explained. After my whole explanation is over, then still if you have doubt, please ask me. But make these concepts clear because these are all interview perspective. X equal to 10 I'm doing. So as 10 is from that pool, -5 to 256 range, it will directly take it from that pool object. So as it is already on the pool, that 10, okay, it will take that object only and store the reference of that object in your variable x. Okay, always there is a mechanism. This is only the mechanism in Python that everyone is an object and every object will hold the reference. Getting? So that 10 is already there in the pool object. So it will take from the pool that object and give the address and store it in X. But after some time, if suppose I'm writing y equal to 10, getting? So what will happen again for y equal to 10? It will not create a new object. It will take it from the pool only. And therefore, when that y object is created, it will also have the same reference and both will be referring to the same object 10 in the pool. You understanding, guys? Now, if suppose there is z equal to 8 plus 2, for that also the same thing is going to happen. 8 plus 2. Now, what is the result of 8 plus 2? 10. Getting? And 10 is there in the pool. So for z also, it will take the same object. And therefore, if you try to print the addresses of these three variables, they will be same. Because they say all these objects are immutable. Immutable meaning you cannot modify them. If you need new value, take the another value from the pool and refer there. This memory only cannot be changed. In this memory, once 10 is stored, forever 10. Whoever needs 10, take this. Whoever needs 11, take another object because they all are kept in the pool. Understanding, guys? Okay. So if you print addresses of all three, it will be same. But suppose after some time I'm writing x equal to 15, right? So is 15 also coming within the range? -5 to 256. Only that much can you tell me, yes or no? Is it
Yes.
coming within the range -5 to 256? Yes. Again, it will take it from that pool. In that pool, the objects are already created. Means say how smartness they have applied. Instead of creating the objects again and again, some standard values are there. Why? Because what Python community say that maximum time programmers deal with these values in the range -5 to 256, maximum time. So instead of again and again creating those objects every time, already keep it in the pool and whoever needs, take it from the pool. Pool से ही ले लो, वापस वापस वो ऑब्जेक्ट्स बनाने का है. तो ऑलरेडी वो पूल पे है 15, तो ये x को वो 15 का रेफरेंस दे दिया जाएगा. ये रेफरेंस निकल जाएगा, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. इसमें जो ये 10 का रेफरेंस था वो इरेज होकर ये 15 का रेफरेंस. नाउ x will be referring to this object. With this, it proves that these all objects are immutable. Immutable means you cannot modify. There you cannot make the change. Getting? If you need something else, like you need 20, take that 20 which is there in the pool. Pool में जो 20 है वो दिया जाएगा. इसको change नहीं करेंगे. ये 15 वैसे ही रहेगा. Whoever needs 15, take me. Like that. Getting? So x will now refer to 15 that is gone. Suppose y equal to 100 कहा. ठीक है? तो पूल में 100 है कहीं तो रहेगा ही वो रेंज में. तो y will be given that reference and this reference will go. No problem. ये रेफरेंस निकल जाएगा, वो रेफरेंस मिलेगा. Getting? अब मैं इसका जस्टिफिकेशन दिखाता हूं with the demonstration. See, x equal to 10 I'm writing, y is also equal to 10 and you can print and see their addresses. Do you get the same address? इसका प्रूफ क्या है कि जब तक वेरिएबल में सेम वैल्यू है वो सब एक ही पूल ऑब्जेक्ट को रेफर करेंगे। मींस मेमोरी इकोनॉमी है, अननेसेसरी दो अलग अलग कॉपी बनाना है। मींस सोचो अगर हमने लिखा x इक्वल टू 10 एंड y इक्वल टू 10 एंड ये पूल मैकेनिज्म नहीं रहेगा तो व्हाट विल हैपन? For x, a memory is allocated, 10 is stored, and then its reference is given to x. x इसको रेफर, वापस y को अगेन नया मेमोरी एलोकेट, अगेन उसमें 10 एंड ये किसको रेफर करेगा? y. So unnecessarily both are referring to different memory where the value is same. Okay, so instead of creating a copy, why not to keep them referring to the same memory? Because both are needing same value. Understanding or no? So such duplicate is not created. Both are referring to the same object. This proves here. See, if you want z equal to 8 plus 2 भी करके दिखाता हूं. And again, z का एड्रेस भी प्रिंट. ओके, ये कंसेप्ट को टाइम लगा तो भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. क्लियर, कंसेप्ट क्लियर करो. Is that z also referring to the same memory? Why? Because they all three are referring to the same pool object. But this will be till when? -5 till 256. If you go beyond that, then it says no, I'll allocate separate memory. Getting? See here. X equal to 256 तक देखो. Y equal to 256. दोनों का एड्रेस प्रिंट करके देखो. स्टिल सेम है, बट जैसे एक वैल्यू ज्यादा जाता हूं, अब जिसको थोड़ा बहुत जावा का नॉलेज है उनको भी पता रहेगा, वहां भी ऐसे ही पूल ऑब्जेक्ट रहता है. वहां रेंज -128 टू +127 होता है. द मोमेंट आई गो बियॉन्ड दैट रेंज -5 टू 256, जैसे एक वैल्यू आगे गया, अभी उसने दो अलग ऑब्जेक्ट बनाए. अभी ये पूल से नहीं ले रहा है. Now it is not taking it from the pool. Now it is allocating separate memory. अभी separate memory allocate कर रहा है. Getting? even lower range में भी देखो. -5, -5. Print the addresses. Is it same? But अभी -5 के नीचे क्या रहेगा? -6 ना. -4 पहले, -4, -5 फिर -6. तो -6 लेता हूं and address print. Now the addresses are different. Yes. So what you can conclude from this? Can anyone conclude? Or I'll tell you again, in Python, if you are dealing with integers, listen carefully. In Python, if you are dealing with integers, then what Python does is, internally your Python engine, from -5 till 256, -5 से लेके 256, जितने भी values है, it will create those all objects already on the pool. Already pool पे बना के रखेगा. And whenever you need any value within that range, it will give it from the pool only. It will not allocate separate memory. But the moment you go beyond that range, it will allocate separate memory. Okay? Okay. Now in this, if you have doubt, please ask me. No? Someone
Not
has
sure.
unmuted. Okay. This
No.
concept is clear, na? But this is
Yes.
only applicable for whole numbers, not for float. So you'll say, is the pool created for float? No, because they say floating point values are never accurate. So therefore, you cannot create a pool of float. Like 4.5 I'm doing, and y is also 4.5, and you try to print the addresses, it will be different. Means for floating values, it doesn't. For Boolean values, it create, because Boolean values are only two fixed. One is true and one is false. So why to allocate separate memory for them? दो ही तो फिक्स वैल्यू है, एक ट्रू है एक फॉल्स है. तो ट्रू का एक ऑब्जेक्ट बना के रखेगा, फॉल्स का एक ऑब्जेक्ट. वेन एवर यू नीड ट्रू, इट विल टेक दैट ट्रू ऑब्जेक्ट, फॉल्स ऑब्जेक्ट. देखो, x इक्वल टू ट्रू है, y इक्वल टू ट्रू. दोनों का एड्रेस प्रिंट करके देखो. Is it coming out to be same? तो बुलियंस को भी कहां रखता है? पूल पे, करेक्ट? एंड स्ट्रिंग्स के केस में होता है, बट आई थिंक आफ्टर सम लिमिट इट डजन, और डिपेंडिंग ऑन द वैल्यूज व्हाट आर देयर, मैं वो भी हिंट देता हूं। देखो, x इक्वल टू राम एंड y इक्वल टू राम, अभी ये दोनों स्ट्रिंग्स एग्जैक्ट सेम है, तो इसके लिए भी अलग मेमोरी नहीं एलोकेट करता। देखो, x, ये एक स्ट्रिंग है, एक मेमोरी एलोकेट जहां स्ट्रिंग राम है, एंड ये भी इम्यूटेबल है। इसका कहना है अगर राम मां करना है, अलग स्ट्रिंग बनाओ, इसमें ही चेंजेस नहीं हो सकता है। अंडरस्टैंडिंग? तो y को भी अगर आपने राम दिया, तो here it will refer to the same ram. If you want, you can check their addresses. Get it? But then you'll say it till when? Actually, if you study the documentation of Python, they say till it is recognizing it as a valid identifier. माने स्ट्रिंग के अंदर जो है वो एक वैलिड आइडेंटिफायर की जैसे है, तब तक वो सेम पूल में ही रखेगा, नहीं तो अलग करेगा। नाउ yesterday I told you about identifier rules. कल ही हमने
Yes.
पढ़ा, you remember ना, combination of letters, digit, underscore, then cannot start with a digit, case sensitive, no limit on length. So if it is feeling that it is a valid identifier, it will keep same space. देखो, जैसे अब यहां मैंने लिखा है राम 123, is okay ना? Is it a valid identifier?
Yes.
Now if you check their addresses, it comes out to be same, valid है। But अगर मैंने इसमें लिखा राम @123 and y ram @123, does it look a valid identifier?
No.
No. Good. Because @ is there. Such @s are not allowed. Now you can check their addresses. Does it take different? See how
Yes.
the rules are. Means the things are what, how they have made the language. They have decided the rules. Correct? We people just have to understand the rule, uh, become master on it, and get a good job. Nothing else. Right or no? We are not into that uh, position to come out with a new thing, sort of creating a new language and all, something like that, right? You can do, if you want, you can think in that direction. Suppose here there is a space or something, okay? Like I'm writing Ram Joshi, Y also Ram Joshi. Now, if you check the addresses, what do you think? Will it be same or different? Don't type and tell me. According to the knowledge which I've told you, generally, do you think it is a valid identifier?
Nope.
Ram
Like
space.
there must be at least underscore in between, right?
Ah,
Space.
yes, yes. Means good. You have watched yesterday's video?
Yes.
तो good. ठीक है. So it gives you different address. हाँ, अभी अगर इसमें एक अंडरस्कोर होता था तो ले लेता, because then it becomes a valid identifier. देखो, अगर यहाँ इसे अंडरस्कोर है, and now if you check the addresses, does it take same?
Yep.
So I hope you got it. अभी इसको और ज्यादा स्ट्रेच करने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, लेंथ ब्रेथ डेप्थ सब में, राइट? एंड कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर्स भी कभी भी पूल पे नहीं रहेंगे, लाइक x इक्वल टू 4 प्लस 5j, y इक्वल टू 4 प्लस 5j, though they are same, they will not be on the pool. They are different. Are they different? So basically, who is there on the pool? एक कंक्लूजन करता है, लेट्स सी।
Integ
हाँ,
the
बोलो बोलो।
integers which starts from -5 to 256.
Right? Integers from -5 to 256, they are kept on the pool. So if your integer variable is taking value from any of this range, it will take from the pool. Otherwise, create separate memory. Good. Then
Boolean value also true and false.
Boolean also are kept on the pool, right? Floats never. Float never it will keep on the pool, right? Complex also never kept on the pool. And strings, it keeps on the pool, but till the string contains,
Due to some extents, it keeps it on the pool.
meaning it recognizes it like a identifier. If it is an identifier, let's see, I'm putting long, okay, and again I'm creating Y and I'm printing the addresses. Getting?
Hmm.
Still, does it treat it like an identifier? Is it a valid identifier?
Not really.
RAM? It is, no, because it doesn't contain any special symbol. It is not starting
Yeah.
with a digit. Getting? Therefore, it is valid. Therefore, it keeps it on the pool only. It doesn't take it as separate. Okay, chalo. So this concept is clear to you guys. Now we can dive more into it. So therefore, example I've shown. See, x equal to 10, y equal to 10. You're printing the addresses. The addresses are coming same, right? And when I write y equal to 15, and then we check x and y, x address is different, y is still the old one. We will try to show it pictorially. X equal to 10. Okay. So that on the pool that 10 is there, it will just take the reference of that and give it to x. X will contain the reference. X will contain the reference. Those who know C or C, it is like a pointer, or like in Java, it is a reference variable. All objects, all variables are reference variable in Python. Every variable will hold the reference. So from the pool, it is taking that 10 and the reference is stored here. Y equal to 10. So for Y, it doesn't allocate separate memory. It will take this 10 only. When X equal to 15, 15 is there in the pool, it will take that pool object 15 and give the reference to X. From X, the old reference is gone. No problem. Okay. Now, if I do Y equal to 25, so 25 is there in the pool, it will take that from the pool, give the address of 25 to Y, and the old address is gone. Getting? So this way the mechanism is, right? Okay. So hope it is clear. Now we will move to the actual data types. Now, initially, we are going to learn only five data types, guys. Int, float, string, boolean, complex. These are the basic data types. Then the complex data types are there like list, tuple, dictionary, set. That we will learn afterwards in the subsequent chapters. Initially, these five data types. First about int data. So int is for whole numbers, numeric numbers, but whole numbers. Whole numbers means you're understanding it is not having a decimal part. So whole numbers are always accurate. They don't have any error. They don't have any recurring thing. So integer is for whole numbers, positive, negative, both allowed, but for whole numbers. Okay? There is no special categorization and all. Like in that only byte or short or int or long, as we have in some languages. No, here straight away they say, like in other languages we have long, here we have int. Getting? And any big number, there is no capacity concept. Like there's no range, minimum to maximum or something, which we have in other languages, which are static languages. There the ranges are decided. How much space it is going to occupy. According to the space, the range is decided. The minimum value to maximum. Nothing like that. You can assign any big integer number. Getting? Any big number, it doesn't make difference. कितना भी बड़ा नंबर आप स्टोर करो वो स्टोर करने वाला है getting and you can print and see that value getting but You may say like how, but then it is possible. Internally, na, it maintains a linked list. Therefore, don't go into too much detail unless and until you are keen about it. Means unless and until you are really eager to know about it. But depending on the profile, like if you're going for data engineering and you don't need so much in detail things like, okay? Internally, na, what it does, whatever the node capacities, it will store. And if your value is going beyond the node, that capacity, it will create another node, that extra value in next node. And internally, it keeps that linked list connected. Now, if the value go more and more, internally, it will keep creating the nodes and attach it to the linked list, attach it to the linked list. That way, the technique is like, okay? But they don't have any range given, no capacity given, minimum to maximum or something. Any huge number you can store. Correct? But these integers can be represented in different forms. That quickly I'll try to tell you. First is the decimal notation. You can represent it in decimal form, which is the common one. Now, decimal means base 10. When I'm telling base 10, meaning in this number system, only 10 digits are there. When I say decimal number, means they are base 10. So how many digits are there in it? 0 to 9. Are they total 10 digits? Digits. 0 to 9 digits. And you have to form the number from these 10 digits only. Combination. Getting? When I write 256, it is the combination of this 0 to 9. This is a number formed, 256. But 0 to 9 are digit. 0 is a digit, 1 is a digit, 9 is a digit. And using those 10 digit, you create different combinations like 1, 1, 3, 5, 9. Getting? This is another combination, which we'll call it as 11,359 or 256. These are the numbers formed by taking these 10 digits. Okay, so in decimal, all the numbers are created from combination of 0 to 9. Only it should not have beginning 0. Later 0 can come, but at the beginning 0 cannot come because they are used for some another notations. Afterwards, you can have 0. Okay, and why we call base 10? Because every digit's place value is 10 power. See, 9's place value, 10 power 0. 10 power 1. Some people might be recalling school days. Getting? Number systems कभी तो school में पढ़ा है. So 10 raised to 0, 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to 2. 10 raised to 0 is 1, 1 into 9 is 9. 10 raised to 1 is 10, 10 into 5 is 50. Therefore, we say na 59. 10 raised to 2 is 100. 100 into 3 is 300. Therefore, we say na 359. Okay, so this is the first notation clear to you. Decimal notation, call as base 10. Only 10 digits are there, 0 to 9. Using combination of 0 to 9, you will form your numbers. Beginning 0 cannot come. Afterwards, you can have 0. And using this 0 to 9 combination, whatever numbers you form, every digit will have place value in the power of 10. 10 raised to 0, 10 raised to 1, 10 raised to 2. Like that. Okay. Then second notation they have given called as octal. Okay. Quickly about that also I'll tell you. Octal system. Now octal means base 8. Little bit idea you are getting. हाँ, जिन्होंने इंजीनियरिंग वगैरह किया रहेगा तो इन दैट फर्स्ट ईयर इंजीनियरिंग या सेकेंड ईयर इंजीनियरिंग डिजिटल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का पेपर होता है उसमें भी ये सब चीजें पढ़ते हो. ऑक्टल base 8. So in this we have only 0 to 7 digits. So total digits कितने हैं इसके? 8 digits. Which are that 8 digits? 0 to 7. And you have to form the number by these combinations only. But here it should start with 0 O. O can be small or capital. Capital, small doesn't matter. पहले 0 आएगा एंड फिर O एंड फिर उसके बाद 0 to 7 का कोई भी कॉम्बिनेशन. any combination of 0 to 7. Understanding? Like if I write 0, 35. Remember, it is not decimal 35. It is octal 35. Your Python interpreter will recognize it as octal 35. Now, octal 35 means decimal how much? Here, all the digits will have place value 8 power. That is the reason it's called base 8. As we are calling it as base 8, every digit is having place value 8 power. Like in decimal, it was 10 power. Here it is 8 power. So 8 power 0 is 1. 1 into 5 is 5 plus 8 power 1 is 8 into 3 is 24. I hope all are carefully listening. No? Don't get distracted. Don't peep your WhatsApp and check the messages and all. Do afterwards, after 1 hour complete. Getting? So 8 power 0 is 1. 1 into 5 is 5. 8 power 1 is 8. 8 into 3 is 24. 24 plus 5 is 29. Means decimal 29 is 0.035 in octal. Means your octal 35 is 29 in decimal. Getting? I'll show you the demonstrations. Don't worry. Okay? See here. If I write print 0.035, is it printing 29? And if you give something beyond 0 to 7, जैसे मैंने 35 की जगह पे 38 लिखा, it will give you error. Why? Because it will say in octal, digit 8 doesn't come. In octal, only 0 to 7. So 8 is not a valid literal. See here. Syntax error, invalid digit 8 in octal literal. Okay, clear to this about this also?
Yes.
Octal system. Then comes hexadecimal. अब देखो hexadecimal system. Now, when we call hexadecimal, it is base 16. मीनिंग इसके नंबर सिस्टम में कितने डिजिट्स रहेंगे? 16 डिजिट्स. अब कहोगे 16 डिजिट्स कैसे लाएंगे ये? 10 तक ठीक है, 0 to 9. 0 to 9 वो 10 डिजिट्स हो गए, बट 10 को कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे? Get it? So here what they do is 0 to 9 is there, okay, and then 10 is represented as A. Actually 10 रखकर नहीं चलेगा ना, क्योंकि 10 is a number formed from 0 and 1 guys. Get it? If you have typed comment, I generally don't see. तो आपको कुछ आंसर करना है तो अनम्यूट करके ही बोलते जाओ मेरे से.
ABCD,
Because
sir. From 10 it will
हाँ,
start with
pardon,
ABCD.
but हाँ, so I'm coming to that only. I'm coming to that only. You're right, absolutely right. I think you're having some little bit background of it.
Our
No, no, no.
engineer, sir.
Huh. You're doing some engineering or you're already
Like
done.
it's in 15 days that I graduated, so I'm into networking field. So for that I have to have concept of
Yes, yes.
Python.
All that addresses masking and all, for that also you might be needing
Yep.
all this hexadecimal, right?
Yes.
Okay, anyways. So see here, 10 will be represented as A. You cannot take 10 because 10 is made up of 0 and 1, guys. 1 is a digit, 0 is a digit. So it is a number formed from 1, 0. So this cannot be taken. So therefore for 10, they are representing A. A can be capital A, lowercase a, doesn't matter. A to F means A will represent 10, B 11, C 12, D 13, E 14, and F 15. So 0 to 15 makes how much total? 16. So you have to create a number by combination of 0 to 9 and A to F. ये जो 16 symbols है, इसके कॉम्बिनेशन से ही नंबर बनना है, बट स्टार्ट 0x से होना चाहिए. X can be written capital, lowercase, doesn't matter, but start 0x and then combination of anything. Getting? So therefore, here every digit will have place value 16 power, guys. That is the reason it's written as base 16. If I write 0x35, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले मैंने 0O35 लिखा था, तो वो डेसिमल 29 था। गेटिंग? ये हेक्साडेसिमल 35। तो यहाँ प्लेस वैल्यू क्या रहेगी? I talk in between in Hindi. I hope all are comfortable. But if you are not, please tell me. Otherwise, what will happen after so many days, like many lectures, and then you will someday say, "Sir, that you talk and then we don't understand." So you can tell me it early only. So 0x35. It is a hexadecimal. So every digit will have place value 16 power, 16 power 0, 16 power 1, like that. So 16 power 0 is 1, 1 into 5 is 5, plus 16 power 1 is 16, into 3 is 48. Yes or no? So 48 plus 5 will be 53. Getting? Check karo yahan quickly. Print 0x35. Does it print 53? But suppose in this you give some digit which is not FG, suppose I am taking. It will give an error again, same, invalid hexadecimal literal. Getting? Hexadecimal, so you should have only which combination? 0 to 9, A to F combination, start with 0x. Every digit is having place value 16 power. And quickly, I'll tell you the last one, that is binary. And if time permit, we'll read the slide. Otherwise, next lecture, no problem. Last is binary notation. Binary means base 2. Now, when we say base 2, in its number system, only how many digits are there? 2, 0 or 1. Means you are going to form the number by the combination of zeros and ones. And it should start with 0B. B you can write capital, lowercase, doesn't matter. But शुरू 0B से होना चाहिए. And combination किसका होगा? 0 and 1 का. Okay, so every digit will have a place value 2 power. Why 2? Because in its number system only 2 are there. ऑक्टल के नंबर सिस्टम में 8 थे, इसलिए 8 पावर. हेक्साडेसिमल में 16 थे, इसलिए 16 पावर. डेसिमल में 10 थे, इसलिए 10 पावर. See, ultimately everything is based on mathematics, right or no? In short, the whole computer field is based on that. मैथ्स है, इसलिए फिजिक्स एंड केमिस्ट्री सब आ गया, एंड फिर इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स है, एंड इसलिए इन्वेंशंस ऑफ कंप्यूटर हो गए, एंड मैथमेटिक्स है, इसलिए लॉजिक थ्योरी एंड ऑल दैट, एंड देयरफॉर प्रोग्रामिंग एंड ऑल. So ultimately the base of everything is mathematics. Getting? So binary is clear. Now if I write 0B 1101 ऐसा कुछ लिखा, तो इसका डेसिमल क्या बनेगा? It is 2 power 0. 2 power 1 लेने की जरूरत नहीं क्योंकि anyway 0 है. 2 power 2 and 2 power 3. Getting? Now 2 power 3 is 8 plus 4, 12 and 1. Will it be 13? 2 power 3 is 8. 8 into 1 is 8. 2 power 2 is 4 and 2 power 0 is 1. If you add it, 8 and 4, 12 and 1, 13. Right? Check karo. 0B1101. Can you see? It is 13. Right? Examples में देता हूं quickly. But remember, for all these notations, whichever I told, decimal, octal, hexadecimal, decimal, binary, for all this, you can write preceding sign as well, guys, plus or minus. Notation, anything. 0x dad लिखा है, dad. Is dad a valid hexadecimal number? Dad, 0x dad. ये valid hexadecimal number है? Yes, guys. Because A and D come in 0 to 16. And can I put a minus sign before it? Yes. You can put plus, you can put minus for all notation. Let it be binary. 0B110001. And if you want explicitly, you can put plus, you can put minus. Okay, so that you remember. Quickly we'll go through the slide. Next time कुछ example पूछता हूँ इसके ऊपर and फिर बाकी data types देखेंगे. So this data type is used to represent whole numbers or integral value. Integral means जिसको decimal नहीं होता है. In Python 3 there is no long data type. Int is only capable of holding long values. जितना बड़ा नंबर आपको स्टोर करना है करो. मैंने कहा ना इंटरनली उसका मेमोरी मैनेजमेंट बहुत कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है. It keeps maintaining that linked list technique and all. Int can be represented in different forms. Decimal. Decimal means 0 to 9 combination. Combination of 0 to 9. And every digit is having place value 10 power. Cannot start with 0. Octal 0 to 7. Start with 0 O. Every digit place value 8 power. Hexadecimal 0 to 9 A to F. Start with 0x. Getting? And every digit place value is 16 power. Binary 0 and 1. Start with 0B. Begin with 0B. Every digit place value is 2 power. 2 raised to 0, 2 raised to 1, like that. See, x equal to 5, and I'm checking the type of x. It prints class int. Irrespective in what notation. See here, x equal to 0x dad if I've written. No problem. When I'm trying to check its data type, it is class int only. Notation, let it be anything, but the data type is int. Okay, guys. So for today, till here only. Tomorrow, I'll take some example on this and then we will move to another data types.